Welcome to Worldwide Weddings TV, hosted by Miss Jennifer Janae Rabe of Ask Janae Today. You're definitely in good hands. A seasoned and professional host and certified wedding specialist. Definitely the industry's best. Watch out for our weekly episodes. You'll be excited to watch them all. This is where you can have fun while learning how to plan your special day. Brought to you by Worldwide Weddings PH, helping Filipino brides and grooms around the world. Welcome to Worldwide Weddings TV, hosted by Miss Jennifer Janae Rabe of Ask Janae Today. You're definitely in good hands. A seasoned and professional host and certified wedding specialist. Definitely the industry's best. Watch out for our weekly episodes. You'll be excited to watch them all. This is where you can have fun while learning how to plan your special day. Brought to you by Worldwide Weddings PH, helping Filipino brides and grooms around the world.
And good evening. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to Worldwide Weddings TV, the online TV show of Worldwide Weddings. So, my name is Janae Rabe, of course, professional host and certified wedding specialist of AJT Events Management, also known as hashtag Ask Janae Today. So, here in Worldwide Weddings TV, we feature different wedding experts nationwide. And of course, we learn wedding planning while having fun. Okay, so tonight's episode is brought to you by our dear sponsors, Aja Delivery and BNI Supreme. So these two wonderful companies, organizations are, of course, always supporting Worldwide Weddings TV. So hello, Philippines, and hello, world. Good evening to everyone. This is our second episode of Worldwide Weddings TV. And if you are a Filipino and you are planning to get married in the Philippines, yes, then you are in the right place. Okay, every Friday night, we want you to make this your weekly habit. So please tune in and learn from our different wedding experts. Okay, nationwide. We're not just going to feature wedding experts in one place, but in all these different places. Maybe you have a special request, like an area or a town or a city that you want to be featured. Let us know so that we can bring in an expert in that place. So, but before anything else, let's do a time check. So it's 9 o'clock p.m. in Singapore. 5 o'clock p.m. in UAE, 1 o'clock p.m. in UK, and 8 o'clock a.m. in the US. Okay, naduling ako ng konti. Because Australia, to our Australian friends out there, it's 12 midnight. Okay, so of course, this show is all for you, helping Filipino brides and grooms around the world. And this show is in alignment with our upcoming first and only nationwide online bridal fair on May 2021 to July 2021. So we'll talk about that later at the end of the show. But tonight's wedding expert, I am so excited because, she's not only beautiful, okay, but she also creates beautiful things. She's such a creative person. And, if you have her to handle your wedding, you are sure to have peace of mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's present our guest for tonight, no other than Miss Katrina, the beautiful Katrina Singsan Sulan, our wedding expert from Davao, or Katrina S. Events. Okay, but before I bring her in, okay, on studio, I want to showcase first some of her sample works. So let's watch this teaser video of what Katrina S. Events can do. Let's watch this. And we're back. Okay. Hello? Can you hear me? Kat?
Yes, hi.
Hi. Okay. So, good evening to you, Kat. How are you doing this wonderful Friday night?
Okay lang, of course. Excited to
Okay.
be here.
Yes, super excited to be here. So, to all of our viewers, bati ka muna. Of course, our viewers are not just here in Metro Manila, not just in the Philippines, but even outside. So, greet everyone first.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Worldwide Weddings. I hope that you will learn a thing or two in doing a wedding in the new normal.
That's right. Okay. So, Kat, kasi you're from Davao. So, meron
Yes.
bang dialect yung mga Davao, mga taga Davao?
Bisaya.
Dialect?
We
Bisaya,
speak
okay. Oh, so
Bisaya.
let's greet
Oh
everyone
my.
in would you do the honors?
Alam mo, feeling ko pinagtatawanan ako ng mga kaibigan kong nanonood because they know I'm not very fluent with Bisaya. But sa mga nagtanaw, hi sa mga taga Davao. Yun lang. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Hi sa mga taga Davao. Okay. So, all of you out there, you can see right below the screen the Facebook page of Miss Katrina. Okay, you can follow her there, like her page. Inuna ko na agad, no? So, where you can reach Kat. So, tonight, I'm excited because in each place that we are featuring a wedding expert, we want to find out something that is unique that is happening in your area in relation to, of course, planning wedding. So, can you tell us? Because last week we had Iloilo, and so our expert then she talked about what's happening in Iloilo in terms of mga government guidelines, ganyan. But siguro, in your case, is there something that is, you would say, na unique to Davao na local government protocol or guideline that's happening right now? Like the latest news that our viewers can learn from?
The latest news that I'm very happy to share is that even before, no, when the pandemic started, we're only allowed to have 20 guests, 20 people, which includes the couple. Right now, they released a new EO, which allows us now to have 30% capacity. So that's a good news to everyone who's planning a wedding, because everyone can have, at a venue, they're allowing now 30% capacity. So that's more than 20 people, guys. And
That's good news. Palakpakan natin yan.
Before, we were only allowed to have 5 suppliers. So can you imagine, like, one person doing all the errands, one photographer. So now, everyone is happy with the 30% capacity
that's so
of the
good.
venue.
So, okay. So, example, the capacity of a venue is 100 guests. Pero normally kasi yung mga capacity ng mga venue nasa 150
it's
pataas di ba?
Yes, 200, 300. So we have a venue that can accommodate under normal circumstances. It can accommodate at around 300 plus, 350, let's say. So now the government is now allowing 75 people to go inside the venue. So, diba?
Oh, okay. So versus yung una na sinabi mo na in the past, 20 lang, tas 5 lang yung suppliers. Grabe.
Oo. So parang, di ba, nagkikahan pa tayo. Nang sabi ko, oh my, the last wedding I had, there were only 20 people, and then, which includes the couple. So, di ba, the last time we talked, right now, we're happy, and now I want to market because we can now do all that.
Yes, okay. Another clap for that one. Yes. Okay, so for you, Kat, so since now we are really in the new normal, I want to talk about tonight some questions about an intimate wedding. So these are actually some questions that some of the brides and grooms who have sent in to us. So why don't we enlighten yung mga viewers natin on what is an intimate wedding? How does it look like, and what constitutes an intimate wedding?
So when we say intimate wedding, it all boils down automatically to the number of guests. So having 20 to 75 guests is considered an intimate wedding. But before the pandemic, a lot of people would say, oh, we're just having 100 guests. I'd still say that that's an intimate wedding, because before, that's just what? At the reception, that's just 10 tables, right? Pero, but now, couples keep a low guest count and embracing the meaning of really having an intimate wedding. So, like what I've said earlier, I've had my last wedding, I only have 20 guests, which includes the couple. So it's not just special for the couple, but also for the guests.
Wow, okay. But isn't it also that you other than, of course, the number of guests talaga is one of the determining factors, diba, intimate wedding. Ako naman, parang ang intindi ko pag sinabing intimate is that it's just the closest people to you, to the point that, it will be like emotional. It could be like, parang everyone is so connected. Siyempre, nisip ko kasi intimate, parang how do you get intimate, di ba? So parang really close, right? So parang the emotions are there. It's more intense or higher emotions because everybody knows everybody, and yung very personal yung dating. So would you say that that's a factor that you also incorporate in having an intimate wedding?
Yes, partly, of course. Pero the difference now is we have social media. So, yes, having an intimate wedding, at the venue itself, you'll only have a minimal number of people. Pero, yun nga, may social media tayo. So, people still share the wedding. And then you have a wider audience and you see all the comments like flashing, like right now, we have all these comments flashing. And it includes also during the event, diba? Intimate siya. And then people are like saying, oh, we could have been there and all those things and all that. Ay, mga ganito, ganyan. And even the bloopers. Lahat ng mga, ano na, lahat na ng mga,
Kita-kita, walang tago.
yes, very raw.
Broadcasted. Okay. So, parang it's intimate at the same time because of social media. It's also very public. Or kumbaga, it also has a wider reach. So it's intimate but it has a wide reach. Okay. Ano siya? It's an oxymoron. Okay. So, the next question here is, how many is the ideal guest? So you answered this na kanina, like how many is the ideal guest
Around
in
20
an intimate
to,
wedding?
20 to 75 guests.
Okay, so
siguro.
20 to 75 would consider as a, okay. So, since couples should limit their guests, how will they know? This is a hard question. How will they know who to invite or not to invite?
That's my favorite question.
Oh, you
And-
are really?
Yeah, it's my favorite question. And every time I have an inquiry or a client book me, this question always comes up. And I'd always remind my clients to invite people who you want to be there. Those that have a special place in your heart, who knows you both. Kumbaga, how you started, how you became a couple, who saw you grow together, who saw how your relationship flourished, and those who will be happy to see you in this new chapter of your life.
Okay,
Yun lang.
pero wait a minute.
So-
Paano? Okay. So, parang somebody who saw your love story together again. Paano kung kunwari ako, meron ako mga close friends na they know me, kumbaga, kasama ko sila sa mga whatever heartaches na pinagdaanan ko sa relationship ko. Pero hindi naman sila close dun sa partner ko. So, paano yun? Not counted na sila?
No,
And vice versa.
not.
Paano naman yung mga friends niya na hindi ko naman kilala, ganyan, diba? So, does it have to be like both, in both sides, na kilala kami pareho?
Well, dun papasok yung you have to compromise. Of course, it's not just you who's getting married. Earlier, I was talking to a previous client of mine. Sabi niya, Katrina, I shared your interview later. Kaya lang nalagay ko is kasal ko. Tama pala, may husband pala akong kasama nun. So, alam mo yun, it's really a compromise of who you want to be there. As
Kasal
long as
namin. Don't
the
forget.
both- yes. Don't forget, brides. It's your wedding and your grooms too. So kasal ninyong dalawa. Hindi nawawala yung Filipino factor, like, oh, it has to be, this family member has to be invited or that family member has to be invited. So yun, magko-compromise talaga kayo. But then again, like what I always tell my clients, invite people who you want to be there. And when you see them, alam mo yung tipong magiging masaya ka. Yun lang.
Parang
That's
nagla-light up yung face mo.
Yes, those people that you want to be there. I want to see this person see me in this new chapter of my life.
Feeling ko siguro, no, sa mga iba't ibang mga lahi sa buong mundo, siguro yung mga Pilipino yung isa sa pinakahirap na hirap. Paano nila i-cut down?
True.
Paano
That's
i-cut down?
so
Kasi
true.
parang there are certain cultures na, well, you guys don't, you don't, message us, you don't,
Yeah.
you don't,
That's so
hang
true.
out with us, so
You know-
you don't have to be here, di ba? Ganyan,
Yeah.
out.
Diba? You've also
Tayo.
experienced that. You've experienced like initial planning, Katrina will only have 80 guests, maximum 120. Sa katagalan na parang the months of planning, biglang 200 guests na.
Oh my God.
Diba?
no? So, okay, so mag-follow-up question ako doon before I go to the next question. So, dahil nga tayo Pilipino, it's really hard for us to cut down on the guests. So, how do you solve it? Or let's be more specific. How do you solve, for example, yung mommy mo na pinupush na talaga na dapat ito, which is Hello. Hello sa mga kinakasal dyan na may mga ano, may mga parents na nangingialam masyado. Okay, so of course,
Doon na
'di
ba
ba,
tayo agad? Doon na ba tayo agad? Doon na ba tayo
'di ba?
agad?
So my question there is paano siya ano, paano maha-handle na ma-limit yung guest? Parang how do we talk to the parents na eto lang kasi talaga ganyan. What possible strategies have you suggested to your brides so that it will help them in cutting down their guests?
Well, initially, I would tell them to be firm because, diba, before you know that in our training, we have to be, we're here to help. So once a client gives you a specific budget, there really are times that you go over the budget or there are suppliers that you have to, cut down on. So everyone, you along with the couple should be able to talk about it ng maayos. And sometimes there really are those instances like, yun nga, family members, kasi, Filipinos, hindi naman tayo kagaya sa iba na walang pakialam, Kebs. Kahit pa pinalaki ako niyan. So Filipinos is different. Even if you don't, tito pa ng tito ng tito ng tito yan. Before they have to come because your mother said. But one thing that I've told my clients is that, of course, we also respect our elders. We also respect our parents. We take into consideration what they've suggested or who they want to go to your wedding. Considering that, meron silang parang alam mo yun, parang may konti silang chip in. If malaking factor yon as Filipinos, di ba? Kung may chip in yung parents, may masasabi at masasabi. And we have to consider that as well. So initially, like, naman that when we're planning a wedding, we ask, how much is the budget? Saan manggagaling yung budget? Para alam din naman natin kung paano natin, how to go with the flow and when to stop, when to, okay, dito lang tayo, or when to listen and just let it go, yung mga ganun.
Yes. Okay. I like what you said, no? Like, about the planning the wedding. Yung question mo na, what's the budget and where is it gonna come from?
Yeah, that's true.
Because
I
of
always
course,
ask that.
if it's coming from a certain person's pocket, for sure that person, whoever that person is, okay,
Has a
would
lot
want to
say.
have a say. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Ayan mga soon to weds. You have to remember
I
that.
take
Because
note.
they have, of course, it's coming out. Unless na lang na it's really parang a gift na, okay, whatever, you do whatever, you don't have to ask me, right? Pero madalang yun.
Yes, especially Filipinos. Because, we're a tight-knit family. It's good, but there are also things that we have to consider. And it's not cheap to get married. So, yun din.
Yes. Okay, so speaking of budget, okay, let's go to my next question. What do you think is the ideal budget for an intimate wedding in the new norm? What's the ideal? I know it will be different, no? Medyo mahirap siyang i-answer. Pero siguro, when you answer the question, whatever amount you say, maybe you can give us like a
So,
framework.
I'll answer it
kung
like this.
Kung ano yung
Ganito-
nilalaman.
I'll answer it like this. When we say, as a wedding planner, we know the sentiments of both the suppliers and the clients. Diba? With our current situation, no one has ever been here. And, as wedding planners, we believe that we're here to serve others, in the service of, to serve others, because that's our calling. It's to help. Now, in regards to the budget, I know that that the number of guests is a big factor that balloons our clients' budgets. But in the new normal, with the regulations and protocols, that not only us have to follow, but also our co-suppliers such as, the hotels, the photographers, the videographers, basically everyone who works behind the scenes, an intimate wedding may cost more now compared to what it cost before. So yun lang. O, di ba walang price? Yun lang.
So possible pala. Okay, so that's a very good insight. So just because na nag-intimate weddings na, nag-small na yung number of guests, it doesn't actually necessarily mean that the cost will be lower. Not necessarily. It could still be the same amount. Pwedeng lower, pero
Or more.
not super
Yes.
low. Or more pa. How can it be
Yes.
more? That's a good insight.
Yeah.
How can it be more? What are the instances that it can actually become more?
Because right now, I can only talk about my city. With my city, there are protocols that we have to follow, and uh, before the pandemic, we didn't have these requirements such as wearing face masks, face shields. Not all the we were not required to have health and safety protocols booth, yung mga ganon. So, we have to consider those things now. So, akala nila parang, baka mas mura magpakasal ngayon. But with the government's mandates, it's really different. And we've learned to thrive, which is, it's not just of course, like what I said, it's not just as wedding planners, it's not just the sentiments of the clients that we can hear all the time. It's also our co-suppliers. Because, di ba, ang tagal nating na, talaga, with what happened with us last year.
Okay.
But
let's go to the comments, no? Very interactive yung comments natin dito. Sabi dito ni Jerome Moldes, sabi niya yan, like food and catering, mas mahal siya compared to before. Which, okay, now I understand it. It makes sense because kahit nga bumaba yung number of guests mo, pero hello, ano naman ang requirements na gagawin ni food and catering? Yung
Yes.
mga sanitation na gagawin niya. Yung preparation.
True. With food and catering, let me just add that in Davao City, with our new guidelines, buffets are not allowed. So, kailangan talaga like plated. So, kung sa food and catering ka, with that scenario, you'll have to add more people. I'm not saying more. It's more people to prep, more people to come in and out because of the limited people that can go inside the venue.
Right. And then kapag sobrang strict pa yung area, it's possible that they would be required certain tests, right?
Yes.
Or kung anumang whether antigen, RT-PCR, ganyan. More cost. Kasi I think if I remember correctly, there are hotels that in order for you to enter the hotel, you need to submit a test result, a negative test result 3 days before.
In Davao, like right now, I think it was just released like 2 days ago that when you Davao City requires a negative RT-PCR test for individuals entering through Davao International Airport. So yung mga ganong factors, that adds up to your cost, to your wedding cost. Like take for example, if you have guests arriving like outside or you yourselves, because hi to everyone watching who's planning a wedding here. So take that into account also. Yeah. We have this added cost. Yeah. So sa budget, dapat may ganun na, okay, PCR testing.
The budget, oh my gosh. So okay guys, so now you know, just because we're doing an intimate wedding does not necessarily mean that we are actually lowering the fee. It could be the same. It could be higher. Yeah. Okay,
yes,
so
I talked to Miss Berlin Yap, our mentor earlier. She said that right now with the pandemic happening and having and accepting events, she actually hired her price. So yun.
She increased her price.
Increased
Kasi
her
nga
plan.
naman, there's more
Oo.
effort. Diba? So
More
ironic because, okay, now this is gonna be a debate, no? Ay, siguro different, to completely different episode to. Like the discussion
yes.
about lowering the price because what they call the pandemic discount. They say discount kasi pandemic naman, right? And then, but then the
Mhm.
reality that there are added costs for the wedding planners and the
There
suppliers.
are
So,
added costs, and
extra.
also they have to consider that we are considered frontliners for
Yeah.
doing these things for them to have a wonderful event. So, yun, I myself, I'm considering the people who works for me because, an event, you can't just do it alone.
Yeah, that's true because you have a whole team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go to the comments. Mukhang marami tayong ano. So let's do a shout out to Sir Jerome Moldes. He has more comments here. Yan, he agrees, no? Yan, mas mahal po ngayon dahil mas nag-iingat ngayong mga tao. Maraming safety precautions yan. Event coordinates wearing PPE, yan, yung mga swab test, etc. Yan, very good. Okay. I think si Sir Jerome, message na sabi niya, shout out po. I'm from L West Brides and founder of Laguna Wedding and Event Suppliers. Ayan, Sir Jerome, nako, maybe you should, click on the link below if you want to be part of Worldwide Wedding. Ayan, sabi pa dito, shout out sa mga nanay na mas marami pang naimbita. Oh my gosh, that is so true. Okay, wait, basahin natin yung iba pa nating mga viewers dito. Atras ako ng konti. Ayan. Meron kang supporter dito. Hello, Miss Katrina from Joanne May Ong, the first certified wedding
Hi.
specialist in Davao
So my
City.
people are here. Hi, everyone.
Hashtag legit. Yes, okay. Ayun, may supporter din ako, Miss Jazz. Hashtag Ask Juday today. Okay. Hello also.
Our people are here.
Hello, Miss Nicole. Ayan, mag-hi pa tayo. Ayan. Guwapa ha. Uy, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ganda
But that's
mo.
Bisaya. Yeah.
Okay.
O, diba pag Bisaya,
Okay.
naintindihan ko agad.
Yes. Okay, from Francis B. Kat! Akala ko naman, special word yun, Kat. Tinatawag pala si Kat. Kat, yan.
Yes, he's my teacher before. Hi, sir.
Yeah, okay. Oh, sabi ni Miss Shane, kagwapa talaga ng mga Davawenya. Oh, okay. Ayan. Oh, wait. Let's say hi to Miss Faye.
Hi,
Hi.
Faye.
Hi. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Remember, Friday night, right? Mark your calendars. Every Friday night, we're gonna have a new wedding expert every time. Okay. Meron dito isang comment si Stacy. Sabi niya, OMG, relate much. Kala nila, dami mong pera porket nasa abroad ka. Wow, okay. This is a good thing to touch on. What can you say about that? Like yung mga soon-to-weds who are abroad, who are planning their wedding here, and the people here think that they have so much money to spend.
For me, a lot of people think that that's why it's important that you have someone on your team talaga, like having a wedding planner or just someone on your team that helps you become firm. And ikaw din as a bride or kayo as a bride and a couple as a bride or group, you have to be firm also. Because when you're, alam mo yun, yung parang pa-bunging ka lang, medyo mahihirapan ka talaga to control. So you have to be firm, not only with your guests, but also with your budget. Actually, connected naman yun eh. When you are firm with your budget, you'll be able to know who you just want to be there and also control the other things of the wedding.
See? Parang ang dating niyan, when you have a wedding planner on board, parang yung wedding planner mo, siya na din yung tutulong sa'yo to execute what you originally planned. Kumbaga parang hindi ka madidiscarrel na parang merong nagsasabi nito, may nagsasabi nito,
Yeah.
ganyan, di ba? So parang, so that you can keep going towards the original goal. Kasi totoo talaga, ang dami talagang segue na pwedeng maganap.
When you
Ito
plan
yung
a wedding,
original.
akala mo step 1, 2, 3 lang. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yung pala may 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on and so forth.
Yan. Okay, we have another question here. Hi, Miss Kat. Do you handle weddings outside Davao City? That's a
So
good
for
question. Do you?
I handle weddings in Davao City for now because with the situation, it's kind of hard. But still, I'm not. Yeah, it's considered Davao, but we also. I know you've asked me this question, diba? Like, Kat, do you handle like just the city? No, we do weddings outside of Davao also, which is Davao Oriental, Davao, diba? It's still Davao kasi Davao madami din siyang, you know,
Parts.
yeah. And the rules and no the guidelines also, like what I've said when we were discussing the guidelines in different provinces, iba ang guidelines sa ibang provinces like Oriental from Davao City itself. And considering that it's just like a 2 or 3 hour like car ride, I still do weddings outside of Davao because destination weddings are my thing. So, diba, when you say Davao, beach weddings, so those are
Right.
like beach weddings, you know. Alam mo naman ang Davao, I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but people say that when you go to Davao, it's from islands to highlands. So if you want to have a wedding in the islands, sure. If you want to go to have a wedding sa bundok naman, go. So,
Yes. Kaya nga ang
Pwede.
ganda ng background ko, di ba? Oh,
yes,
background ko from Highland to ano.
yes.
Yes, okay. So, let's go to my last question here. So, can you give some tips, okay? Some tips for couples that will have an intimate wedding. So, considering everything that you've already talked about, what would be a great tip or series or, list of tips that you could give to couples na nagpa-plan ng intimate wedding? So, when we say intimate, we're talking about 75 guests, 20 to 75 guests or 80.
So first and foremost, the first thing that you should do is shop for a wedding planner. Because most of the time, it's your first time to be a bride. And honestly, diba, when it's your first time, it's either you don't know what to do or you don't know where to start. I mean, yes, you can learn naman as you go, but it would be very helpful for you to have someone who already knows what they're doing. Also, like, not to blow our own horns, but a wedding planner gives you a sense of security because we already know what to do months prior to your wedding and even on the day. We've studied the timeline. We know when you should book a specific supplier, what questions you should ask, what you should do at a certain time in your wedding planning. Basically, wedding planners already know what you need from us. So all you have to do is just lay down what you want and share to us even those wedding dreams that you have when you were like 7 years old. And we'll do everything in our power to do those things as long as, like what I said, I will do everything in my power to make it the best wedding that you can dream of as long as it's legal. Yun lang. Yun lang naman yung sa amin.
Gusto ko yun, as long as it's legal.
As long as it's legal, lahat ng pinangarap mo, kahit nung bata ka pa, will try to do it. Ngayon, which is kind of funny.
Paano kung kunwari gusto ko yung parang may mga anghel na kumakanta habang pumapasok ako?
I have friends, which is funny. I have friends, they'll be sending me, Katrina, can you do this on my wedding? As long as it's legal, I will try. I will try to do that.
Yes. Yes. Ang ganda ng mga comments ng mga viewers natin. Okay, it says here, sabi niya, ayan, sabi ni Charlene, sabi niya, truth, daming wedding epic moments, lalo na pag di ka ready. True to life testimony. So, ibig sabihin, kasal na si Charlene, meron siyang mga testimony. Ayan, diba? And then we have here also, Miss Trisha, Stephanie Ong, learned so much, Miss Kat. Thank you. Ayan. And then sabi ni Miss Stacy, now I know, I'll recommend to my friends na kuha na lang sila ng planner. Kasi mabubutas talaga bulsa mo, lalo pag pumasok na mga
True.
parents na
That's true. Some people think kasi that when they hire a wedding planner, it will be an additional cost.
yeah.
But,
yeah.
when you get a wedding planner, it actually helps you budget because we'll try to stick to the budget as long as, it's feasible.
Okay. All right. Oh, and then last comment here, yes to hiring wedding planner. Palakpakan natin. Very good kayo. Sana lahat ng mga talaga, soon to weds, manood talaga. Because this is where you will get to learn, right? So, we have some additional questions from soon to weds, actual soon to weds. We were inviting a live bride. Last week kasi we had a overseas bride na talagang nagtanong siya, live video. Parang yung mga in-invite namin this week, medyo shy type sila. So parang nag-send in na lang sila ng kanilang question. So, but this is of course a question from an actual bride talaga. So, can we see the question? Okay. Ayan, sabi niya, hello, this is Geraldine from Cavite. I just want to ask, since we're still in the midst of pandemic, what are the things we need to consider when it comes to place and number of guests? Ayan. Is it advisable to hire wedding planners or DIY since we have protocols and we're not sure if it's safe? What are the changes or new requirements we need to prepare? Thank you in advance. Okay, Miss Geraldine. Okay, so dun sa question mo, dun sa part mo na yung specific protocols, we'll make sure that we have a separate wedding expert to answer that one. Kasi for today,
Kasi
of course, we have
sabi ko,
Davao.
hindi ko Cavite.
Yes, di ba? So of course Davao for Kat, but I think Kat you can answer the other parts of the questions. Right? So yung yung dapat i-consider in terms of kung they're looking for a venue, anong klaseng venue dapat tignan nila, and then anong klaseng number of guests, etc.
With when you're looking first and foremost, when you're planning a wedding, the first thing aside from hiring a wedding planner, you have to lock the date because diba, you know that when someone inquires from us, the first thing that we do is we ask, do you already have a date? Because you're from when you lock a date, you get the sense, that's when you get a sense of clarity na parang, okay, so I have this date, susunod-sunod na yon. Is your venue available? Is the venue suitable for the number of guests that you have? Are the suppliers that you're looking at, even when you were not engaged, available on the date? Yung mga ganon. So, again, you have to lock the date on when you want your wedding, and the rest will follow. It's better, again, if you have a wedding planner because with the connections that the planners have, they'll be able to let you know agad na, okay, this is my friend, or we've worked before, I already know his or her rates, and he's available on that date. So yung mga ganun. So I hope
date
that
pala
answers.
talaga, no? So date.
Really because date. Everything will follow. Because that's when you will know, diba? That's when you will know. It, again, like what I said, it gives you a sense of clarity. Like when you have a specific date, is the venue available? If not, are you willing to like move your date? Yung mga ganun.
Okay. But in terms of the venue, so kung yung bride naghahanap na siya ng venue, alam niya na yung date. So should the bride consider indoor venue, outdoor venue, like in consideration of the pandemic, or it doesn't make a difference? For you?
For me, it really depends on the number of guests that they want to have. And also, diba, natin yun, yung parang mga outdoor weddings, na kung pwede lang tayo mag-alay ng itlog 6 months before, yung mga ganun. So we have to consider also that. If you're planning a wedding, like alfresco wedding, you have to consider also the month. So if you have a wedding planner, they'll be able to tell you, baka pwede ganitong month kasi is ganito ganyan. Alam mo yon. So okay, at least we can have the venue. Take for example, if you've chosen a venue or siguro sabihin natin 5 years mo na talagang pinangarap na dyan kay ikasal, yung mga ganon. So, if you want an alfresco wedding and let's say the date that you chose, rainy season, at least the wedding planner will be able to tell you that, oh, that's fine, we can still have it at the venue. Let's just have a plan B. Yung mga ganon. Those are the factors that helps you, that helps couples now if they hire a wedding planner. Because aside from them locking the date, those factors also come in and they'll be able to think na, oh nga, no. Kasi, di ba, hindi naman araw-araw kinakasal yung mga tao. So,
Yeah.
pagdating, di ba, like pagdating nila sa atin, parang, okay, saan tayo magsisimula? Parang, oh, this is fun. Diba? This is fun because that's our job. It's to help them.
Okay. How about let's discuss another side of this whole wedding planning, which is the growing number of DIY brides. Okay, so let's be realistic. Some people, they really can't put in the budget a big amount of money, for example, for a wedding planner. So they want to do DIY wedding planning. What would be your advice to them? Surely you still have an advice for them, kahit
Yes, of
mag-DIY man
course.
sila.
Oo. Of course, meron talagang ganon. They would say na, Katrina, kaya ko tong gawin. Okay. Mga ganon. Okay, I'm not saying na hindi nyo kaya yung DIY. Pero, dun pumapasok yung mga entourage nyo. So, those are the job of the bridesmaids. Huwag kayong mahihiya sa kanila. There's the maid of honor. Doon sila pumapasok. Actually, kahit ako, hinihila ko sila. Parang sabi nila, Kat, hindi ko na kaya to. Or Kat, sino magdadrive sa ganito? So yun, tatawag na, oh guys, huddle. Sana mga groomsmen. So yung mga ganon. DIY is not bad. As long as you have people who are willing to help you. Which is also, diba? People will help you, especially those people who cares for you. So I believe that those people that who will be there to share those moments is willing to help you have the best day of your life. So DIY, go for it. I'm all for it. Basta my advice is just that there are people who will be helping you because brides, all you have to do is just be pretty. Don't be stressed. Dapat ganon. Because we have other people to do that for you. Huwag mo saluhin lahat.
Oh, mga brides dyan, wag yung saluhin lahat para hindi daw po kayo maging bridezilla. Peace! Okay.
So,
ang
may mga ganun talaga.
pinaka-importante.
Experience.
Yeah. So, ang pinaka-importante is na napulot ka kay Kat, ha? Okay, if you wanna do DIY, go for it. But make sure that your team bride and team groom is solid. So, yung maid of honor mo, yung bridesmaids mo, dapat talaga solid sila. Like, all in. Ready to support you.
My previous clients and groomsmen can attest to that. Parang, meron iba, parang, Kat, walang magdadrive sa ganito, ganyan. Oh, may license ka, dali, ikaw mag-drive.
Nagugulat ko sila. Ay, may part pala ako dito.
Nandito pala ako to serve din. Okay.
Oo nga pala, may part pala ako dito. Yan. Okay, so we're down to the last few minutes of our show. So, Kat, because the last part of our show is we have the raffle. Hindi ko pala na-mention, no? All you have to do is like, tag, and share. Meron tayong raffle. I forgot to say that. So, just like, tag, and share. Just interact. We have 150 pesos load that we're gonna raffle off tonight. So, kung kayo po ay nag-comment dito, for sure masasama na kayo dun sa ating Wheel of Names later. But before that, Kat, I'd like you to give you an opportunity to promote yourself, of course, and invite them, of course, in the upcoming Worldwide Weddings Expo Philippines.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Katrina, certified wedding specialist of Katrina S Events. If you want to have your wedding in my city, Davao City, please contact me. You may visit my website at www.katrinasevents.com, or you can visit my Facebook page or send us a message via Messenger. I'd love to have you. Also, I'd like to invite you for our upcoming online bridal fair. We'll have a lot of surprises for everyone, and I hope to see you there.
Yes. We hope to see you there, and that is correct. There's a lot of surprises up in store for all the soon to wed. So, again, just like my intro, if you are a Filipino and you are planning to get married in the Philippines, sige, wag tayo maging racist. If you are Filipino or getting married to a Filipino, okay?
Yes.
Right? Because we may have some foreign guests who are gonna watch this video. Okay, so if you are basta anything related to the Philippines and you're coming to the Philippines to get married, this is the bridal fair that you should be in because you're definitely gonna learn and get the best suppliers also. All right?
Yes.
Not only in Manila but nationwide. So I'm so
Nationwide.
happy
Go,
kasi
guys.
talagang showcase natin, 'di ba? Na maganda talaga ang buong Pilipinas. Hindi lang po
True.
Manila.
And there are wedding experts around nationwide.
The whole nation.
So always, that's also a plus. Like, you have to hire a wedding expert who is an expert in that city. It makes your life easier, guys.
Yes, absolutely. It will make your life easier because like what you explained kanina, we wouldn't know that. I mean, I'm a wedding planner in Las Piñas. I wouldn't know that. So that's really good. Okay, so we're gonna do our raffle. Are we ready with the names? Are we ready with the names? Kat, baka mababasa mo yung mga pangalan ng mga mga kasal. Okay, but before that, wait lang. Ayan. Dami nating mga participants. Okay. Wait a minute. Wag muna tayong mag-roll. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Excited? Meron pang pahabol na question kasi. Wait, eto. Miss Perlita Fria. Okay. I know it's a last minute question. Pero sayang, maganda yung question niya. What was the most challenging experience you've had as a planner? Yeah. Pwede siguro share mo kung ano yung pinaka-recent na challenging. Like with this COVID period.
With this COVID period, the most challenging was, I'm not sure if it's applicable to you guys, but in our city, children below 15 ata or below 12, yeah, below 12 years old are not allowed.
Okay.
Not allowed at any venue. Yun yung isa sa mga challenges. And before, because I didn't accept any weddings, during the height of the pandemic because, it's not just my health that I'm concerned about. It's also my team. Anyway, so going back to this challenging day, parang, since children were not allowed, and the most common question was that, Katrina, paano yung ring bearer, coin bearer, flower girls? Alam mo yung wala nang cute sa wedding namin. Yung mga gano'n. Yun parang sabi ko, naisip ko din, oo nga, paano yung mga maliliit na dress? Yung mga gano'n. So, yun pa lang, yun for me. That was a challenge because, diba, we have to admit also that, children bring joy in our events. So, it's quite challenging. But, like what I said.
Na lang? Virtual?
Yeah, we've learned to live with it. Yung ganon. Ganon talaga. Yeah. I mean,
just have to accept.
Yeah, we'd rather have healthy children than,
That's true. Yes. We'd rather have healthy children than have a celebration and end up sick.
Yeah. So yun, when a client of mine said that, doon napaisip ako, parang, nga no, sinong magiging cute? Yung, 'di ba? Ala nga kami.
Yeah, okay. All right. So I hope that we were able to answer your question, Miss Perlita. And you know what, guys? If you have more questions or if you're watching this on replay, you can still comment and you can still put in your questions because we can still forward your questions to our wedding expert, of course. Okay. So we're ready for our raffle. Let's see who will be our lucky winner tonight. Okay, labas naman natin ang ating raffle. Wheel of names. Alright, so ngayon, pwede mo nang i-roll. Winner of 150 pesos load is Miss Christine Seniza. Congratulations! Congratulations. So, Miss Christine, please make sure that you comment your information. We're gonna post also an announcement that you won, just in case baka hindi ka na online right now, so that you can send us your information. All right. So, that's it for this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you had a wonderful time here at Worldwide Weddings TV. Of course, we're here and committed to help Filipino brides and grooms around the world. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Thanks, guys.